All right, so today I want to tell you all about kind of a very like comical trip that my dad and I took to the beach yesterday. We were gonna celebrate his birthday at the beach, and it ended up being a really just funny series of events. Like, funny things kept happening that were kind of frustrating in the moment, but it ended up being a blast. So I wanted to tell you about it today. All right, so my dad and I had kind of planned this trip. We were gonna go to Cape Henlopen State Park. We don't go to the beach that often, and we wanted to celebrate my dad's birthday. And so we just chosen the day, and no matter what the weather was, we were gonna go. Maybe that was our first mistake. So it's almost 2 hours. It's like an hour, 45 minutes-ish from our house to Cape Henlopen State Park. And we knew we were kind of going in the off season, but the other thing that we were doing was there's this thing called the Delaware Passport Park, or Park Passport, and we wanted to do it this year. And so you basically go and check off 25 different places around Delaware that is on this checklist, and then you submit them, and then you get a free park pass for the next year. So Cape Henlopen was one of the places on this passport, and if you take a picture at the pier at Cape Henlopen State Park, that counts as one of the 25 things on this checklist. So we're like, all right, we're gonna go there, right? So anyway, you know, it's been almost 2 hours driving down there, and we were like, okay, we really have to pee. I have a very small bladder. I had taken my map from last year when we had gone, and on the map it says where there are bathrooms. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna hit the nature center first to use the restroom. But at the entrance, we're gonna try to buy like a yearly park pass so that when we're going to all these places this year, we don't have to pay for each park. We get to just use our park pass. Anyway, we get there, and there's a park office like off to the right, and we're like, okay, we're gonna just, you know, drive in, and they'll probably at the little cashier spot, they'll have like annual passes you can get. Well, we drive in, there's like people behind us, ended up being a cop behind us. The first people in front of us did not stop. I don't know if they had like an annual park pass or they just didn't pay, but there was nobody in the booth, so they just went on through. And there was a self-pay place, so we were like, okay, fine, we really have to pee, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pay here, and then at the nature center, I'm sure they sell annual park passes, right? So we self-paid. It was $20, and an annual pass is $150 if you live in state, which we don't, but my dad is like over the senior discount age, so it's $50. We're like, okay, this $20 better go towards our $50 park fee, like annual park pass. So we get to the nature center and it is closed. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, I have to pee really, really bad. So I'm like, all right, fine. We'll go to the next place to pee, and on the way out, we'll stop at the park office and buy like an annual pass. So we keep going, and I'm like, on here, there's, if we just drive straight, there's like a comfort station. We'll stop there. Stopped there, and not only was the bathroom closed, the beach access was closed. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So let's go to the next place on the map. I can't remember what it was called, that says it has a bathroom. Well, we drive in, and there's all these like park rangers there, and the bathroom legitimately says closed. And I am like, I'm starting to panic, because I'm like, these are the close bathrooms I know of. The other one is at the pier, and then the other one is like at the other end of the park. So my dad gets out, and he like runs up to the rangers, and he's like, my daughter really has to use the restroom. Can we please use this restroom? And the poor woman had just cleaned it. It was only open for park rangers, and she was like, okay, fine, it's fine, go use it. And my dad was like, so where are there open bathrooms? And she was like, oh, the open bathroom is not even on the map. Let me tell you, it was not even on the map. I was like, okay, it's fine, everything's fine. They didn't even have like electricity on in the room, or maybe the hand dryer just didn't work and they hadn't fixed it yet, but I don't know. The hand dryer did not work, because I guess the toilet flush, they had to have some electricity. I don't know, very weird situation. So anyway, we're like, okay, it's fine. You know, we paid $20 and we're not even getting full park access, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna salvage this day. We're gonna, you know, go up to like Cape Henlopen Point, and we're gonna do, because I'm on sulfaxin right now, forgot to mention that. My doctors are experimenting with 2 weeks at my regular dose and then titrating it down, having the dose each time to see at what point do I still have physical energy and positive results, but at the lowest dose possible. So I had physical energy to be able to go on a walk, which was so exciting. So last year when I was on Ch.416, we had gone and done this walk around the point of Cape Henlopen. So we're like, all right, this is a beautiful walk. We're gonna do this walk. I also forgot to mention, it is raining, and I did not bring a raincoat. I did bring many layers. I brought long underwear. So I'm hoping to be very warm. Thank God I did, because it was freezing cold, so windy, and it was just misting the whole time. So by the time we were done, we were like damp, like all of our clothes were just damp. Anyway, we get out and we're like, this isn't great weather, but it's fine. We're gonna salvage it. We're gonna go around the point. It's gonna be beautiful. We get down, we walk to the part where you start to walk around the point, and it says closed. Now, this one is a good reason, so I do not fault them for this, but they basically closed the point for these endangered birds. There were three different endangered birds that nest around the point, and they just don't want humans, dogs, whatever, to bother them. I think people can drive their cars out there too. They just don't want people out there bothering them. Totally fair, I understand. And so instead of going around the point, we're like, okay, we'll just walk down like the bayside the other direction, which was not roped off. We were allowed to walk there. So anyway, we're walking along, and I had brought a bag to collect seashells, which it's frowned upon. I get it. But what swapped was that on my list of things I wanted to do was do a trash cleanup. And I started seeing so much trash that I ended up not collecting any seashells or rocks. I just put trash in this bag, and it was full by the time we got back. Now, when people have this whole vendetta against plastic straws, I just thought it was more of a marketing thing of like, here is something that is easily identifiable, it's easy to swap out. I don't really think there are that many straws in the environment. Like, I think it's just kind of to get people to think more about their consumption. When I tell you that I found like at least 6 straws on this tiny amount of Bay Beach, I was flabbergasted. So please do not use one-use straws. That sucks. I found so many. I took some pictures of the trash that I found too, because there was like Skittles containers. Like, it was just so sad, the amount of trash that was on this bayside. And I just felt really glad that I was there to be able to pick it up. I wish I had gloves. Had not gotten any gloves. I actually have a whole trash cleanup kit at home, and I did not bring it because I didn't even think I was going to be doing this. So next time I'm going to bring that. There were also a lot of dead birds. So with the bird flu going around, there are a lot of dead birds, and they even had a sign, not before I picked up a really pretty feather, but on the ocean side, not going out to the ocean, coming back from the ocean. They had a sign saying, do not touch any feathers, any dead birds, any bird things. Don't touch them because the bird flu is going around. So now I know. But anyway, there were a lot of dead birds, which was really, really sad. And so that is like a huge problem right now. And something that was crazy was I was like looking out at the bay. There's like a little lighthouse. It's beautiful. The pier comes out there. And I was like, that looks like a seal. And my dad was like, no. Like, we didn't know that there were seals around here. So my dad has his binoculars that he's brought, and so he's like looking through them. It's still really hard to see. It's misting, so like his glasses are misted up. The lenses of the binoculars are fogging up and misting up, and he's like, I think that's a dog. And I was like, all right, I'm about to have to strip all my clothes off and go out into the bay, swim out into the bay. I'm not like a great swimmer, and it's really cold out, so I'm gonna get hypothermia, and I'm gonna have to go save this dog. Because I hadn't looked through the binoculars yet. And then my dad was like, okay, you look. And I looked through and I was like, no, that's not a dog. Because dogs, when they're paddling, you know, their little feet are going like this, and they're splashing water everywhere. But yeah, it was a seal, which was like insane. And later my dad looked it up, and they have a small seal colony there, which is so freaking cool. I think they had like a seal pup there last year. So cool. So that was like really cool. That was one of the coolest things that we saw. We also saw some eagles. So on the like drive down, we saw an eagle. When we were there, we saw an eagle above Lewis. Like in the town, there were all these vultures circling. I don't know why. And one of them happened to be an eagle. And then on the drive back, we saw one, and we saw one more. So yeah, it was like kind of crazy how many eagles we were seeing, which was really cool. Then we ended up walking back, and my dad wanted to walk on the ocean side, which I was like, it's gonna be really cold, but we'll do it. And it was really cold, but it was really cool to just see. There were a lot of birds, and it was just beautiful. I love the ocean, the sound of the ocean. It was really gorgeous. It would have been nicer if the sun was out and if it wasn't so cold and if it wasn't raining, but I still had a good time. So yeah, then we got back in our car. We brought a lot of snacks for the day too, thank God. And then we drove to the pier. Actually, first we drove to the bathrooms that they said were open, and they actually were open. Again, not on the map. I don't know if they've updated the map since then, because this was a last year map, but we didn't get a map on the entrance because there was nobody there. So then we end up driving to the pier, and for the passport you basically just have to get a photo in front of it. And so we took a photo in front of the pier. It was beautiful. There was literally one other person on the pier fishing, and on our walk we saw like 1 or 2 people like really far in the distance, so there was like nobody there, obviously because most of the park was closed. And so anyway, we got to the pier, and it was really, really beautiful to walk out, and it was really fun to look at the birds that were, you know, along the pier, and it was beautiful. So we took our passport photo, and then we ended up wanting to go into Lewis to see if any of the stores were open, because there were some stores there that I really love. We got there probably around 4, and all the stores closed at 5. So the one place that we did get to hit was this beautiful, adorable little bookstore that I bought some of my stickers there last year that I have on my water bottle. So this sticker here I got there last year. It says, "Sometimes I wrestle with my demons, sometimes we just snuggle," which I think is really funny. And so I wanted to get some more stickers this year. So the first sticker I got is just a pride flag. I want to put this on my new water bottle. And then the other one was one I'd seen last year, and it made me laugh so hard, but I just had not gotten it last year. And it says, "Maybe today, Satan," because I say this all the time. I'll be like, "Not today, Satan," and this just cracks me up that it says, "Maybe today, Satan." And then I got one sticker as a gift for somebody, and then I got a bunch of cards because there's this card company I absolutely love, and I gotten I think 1 or 2 cards from them last year there, and I stocked up on my cards, so it was just really fun. But by that point it was really close to 5, so unfortunately all the other stores closed at 5, but thankfully they did have a public restroom, so we were able to hit the restroom before we drove all the way back home. And then I really wanted U-Dairy ice cream. I thought that would be a really fun way to finish out the day celebrating my dad's birthday. Well, online it said they were open. When we got there it was fenced off. So I don't know what's going on with U-Dairy, but it does not look open right now. And so anyway, we ended up going to Acme and getting some ice cream and root beer because I wanted a root beer float. Yeah, it was just kind of a crazy day. Oh, also on the way out, the park office closed. So I think, and that's what was insane. As we were leaving, it was like 3. And I was like, oh yeah, on the door of the park office, it says they're open till 4. So we'll be good. There's somebody in there. No. The park office said closed, even though it said that they were open until 4. So somebody left early that day. So anyway, it was just a really, really fun, kind of chaotic, but enjoyable day going to the beach. I had a really fun time. My dad, I think, had a fun time. It's a fun story. And hopefully next time we'll be back, all the bathrooms will be open and the trails will be open, and it'll be a good time. So yeah, I just wanted to recap that really fun day. I took some pictures so you can enjoy it like you were there with us, live vicariously through us on our, yeah, really wet, rainy adventure. So anyway, if you want to go check out the Delaware Park passport thing, I'll link it below. Obviously this is like not sponsored or anything, but I want to support our local parks, you know what I mean? And so that's something fun that I'm doing this year. And if you want to do it along with me, join me. Let's have fun. Let's see how many we can check off. A lot of the parks I've never been to, even though I've lived in this area mostly my whole life. So I'm really excited for that little adventure. So anyway, I will see you all in the next one, my friends. Thanks for being here, and talk to you soon. Bye.